Welcome, my peeps, my peoples. Please like, comment, subscribe, share the video. It'll be greatly appreciated from the bottom of my heart, my peeps, my peoples. Peep Squad is in the building, baby. We're going to the top, to the top, to the top, baby. We want to bring others with us. So please become a part of Notification Squad. Peep Squad, hit that notification bell, baby. Know each and every time I drop a video and tell me what's on your mind. So let's get into it. Let's talk about the situation with Moniece. She's feeling a certain type of way when it comes to Fizz. She's tired of people questioning her about Fizz. And basically, she's giving a scoop on Fizz, basically being on a run when he was on marriage boot camp, and also Fizz putting his hands on her. So she said she ain't never gonna go back to him because he put his hands on me. You think I'm gonna be with a man that put his hands on me? Nah, that ain't gonna happen, baby. And therefore she left Love and Hip Hop. She did not like the way that Mona Scott Young was making the young black people look on TV and how she strive for negativity and just just terrible garbage and trash that Moniece said she had to step away, she had to walk away, and she needs people to support her because she stood up for something, and she walked away from Love and Hip Hop Hollywood because of her standards and her morals and values. And Mona Scott didn't meet the threshold for that situation, and Mona Scott is just showing up for the white man and having all these black people act a buffoon on TV. So let's get to Moniece telling her story.
Seed, tenant, whatever. I don't address it too much or too little on social media. Actually, sis, you have to understand we are on a television show where the narrative is completely changed to something that it is not, and it always asks me questions, and for a very long time I wouldn't answer them. But I get to a point where now niggas want to know, are we getting along? Yeah, we're getting along. And it's not a secret that we only get along when he's single. And at the end of the day, so nobody can say me speaking my truth and me saying how it really is for a storyline, for a check, for none of that. I finished my contractual obligations. I will not be returning to Love and Hip Hop unless I go bankrupt. I was not fired. I left on my own recognizance and own accord. I'm hoping that plays a role as to why he's being so easygoing these days. And I hope that it lasts. And I hope that, because it was going to take one of us to me down. What has my storyline been since season 1? Defending my position as a mother. And from seasons 1 to 3, I actually let the cast get away with dragging me because I'm not irrational like they try to make me seem. I knew that none of the cast would have anything to say about me as a mother if the father of my child had. I got zero respect as an artist. I was that when I met him. As a teenager, I was that before the show. I was that. My father is a 10-time Grammy Award winner. I grew up in the business. None of that was told to you guys. Y'all think I'm just some bitter baby mama who decided. So at the end of the day, I have every right to defend my position as a woman, as a mother, and it's not until I tell the truth that people start to readjust their narratives, meaning it's not until I come on here. When I was on the show, I would have to come on here and I would have to rip VH1 and Mona Me and adjust the narrative to be semi-correct, right? And so now I don't have to worry about any of that. I get to say what I want to say without my checks being threatened, without my job being threatened, without me being blackballed. Like, I'm free, I'm clear. I did it the way I was supposed to do it. I did all 7 seasons. That was what was asked of me. Atlanta season 8 counted as 6 out of my 7. Hollywood season 6 counted. If I'm not on the show for him to put me over every season with a new, then we don't have that issue, right? So I made the sacrifice. I said I'll walk away from the 6-figure salary for the sake of, my sanity was at risk, not because at the end of the day, my mental health was suffering, because I just couldn't understand why. Like, what is it that you hate about me so much that you just, during the 2-month break, the minute a pickup notice comes out, you're back on your, at my expense though. And I just don't get it. I never took you to court. I have felt about you. I've never kept your son from you. Even when you put your hands on me in front of him at a basketball game, even when you got in my face knowing that I was by myself at his basketball game, the boy was 2.5, taunting me, talking about if this nigga put his hands on me in front of everybody at a basketball game, and my bio dad called him and said, yo, niggas disappear every day. And nobody don't be one of them. And it wasn't until then that the nigga, y'all think I'm in love with this man and I want to be with this man. Y'all have no idea. He's the bitter baby mama, not me. The nigga was on.
So you have that situation. I'm just like, Lord have mercy, what's going on? So Moniece Slaughter is trying to get her shit together and get it on and popping, and she don't want nobody, basically thinking that she wants Little Fizz or she wants to be with Little Fizz. And she also gave us info that Apryl Jones and Little Fizz are still together. Only reason why Apryl broke up publicly with Little Fizz is because, she has to battle Omarion in court. So you guys tell me what you think about this situation. And then we have Moniece Slaughter basically, just talking about, being on her own and
hey guys,
6 figures,
so I wanted to take a second to address something. I'm receiving a lot of questions about my app. So what do you
guys think about that?
I'm going to pin really quickly. Okay, so let's start over. So I want to start by saying this. I recently terminated my business relationships with Flat Tummy Tea, Boom Bod, and Flat Tummy App. The owner, Kyle Ross, is white. I've had a business relationship with him. He is the owner of the app, the tea, and Boom Bod. And I've had a business relationship with him for 5 years. And I have not been valued as one of his probably highest grossing influencers. And I felt like restrictions were being placed on me that were not being placed upon his white influencers or his African American influencers that had larger followings than me. And this has been an ongoing battle between he and I for 5 years. I felt undervalued. And so to show support for my community, I did send a dissolution letter to him. And prior to doing so, I did send him a text message hoping that we could come to a resolution. And his only response was, okay. So I say that to say, that brings me to my next point, my app. If you click the link in my bio to subscribe to my app, all the content that you guys have been begging me for that costs me money to make is now only available on my app. And which brings me to my next point. I have been funneling money back into our community for a very long time. I work out of 3 different studios: Neighborhood Watch, Ultrium, and HMG. Neighborhood Watch is owned by McKinley Ave. Ultrium is owned by Yanni. HMG is owned by Javon Dawkins, all African American men. My engineer, Ray, is of Asian descent, a man of color. My band here in LA, African American men, Asian men, black and brown men. My band up north in the Bay, all African American women. My entertainment attorneys, Sloan and Davon, both African American women. My talent manager, African American woman. People that I work with for bookings, Darlene, DeLuna, and Adija, Darlene is of Latin descent. She's a Latina woman. Adija is an African American woman. Mitch, African American man, who is executive producing this second album. Tony Shepard, African American man, mixes and masters my albums. Southwest Music, JoJo, Justin, Winner, Gumbo, all African American men. So Flat Tummy Tea is a bulk of my income. My app is a paid subscription. You guys asked me for the final episode of What Had Happened was I had to pay to have that filmed, to have that edited, to provide for the guests. My album, I have to pay for the studio. I have to pay the engineers. I have to pay Mitch to work. I have to pay my band. I have to pay the photographers. Every photographer that I work with is an African American man.